2021 will be the biggest year for Roman mausoleums since the death of the Emperor Hadrian, a long time ago. The reason for this is that the Mausoleum of Augustus in central Rome will be open to the public. This video is about that mausoleum and, by way of contrast, another mausoleum in Rome which is almost completely overlooked. But let's start with the Mausoleum of Augustus. I first came across it when wandering around Rome and coming to what looked like an open space with a small, overgrown, dusty mound in the middle. I rather liked it, uncared for but romantic. I was very surprised to learn that it must have been one of the most important buildings in ancient Rome, housing the ashes of some of the greatest emperors from Augustus onwards, including Tiberius, Caligula and Claudius. It was Hadrian, who definitely would have been on grand designs if he'd lived in our days, who decided Augustus's mausoleum was not big enough or fashionable enough and built his own mausoleum for his remains. Unlike poor Augustus's, Hadrian's was used by the Pope as a defensive castle, which meant that the building was largely protected, and we see it today as Castel Sant'Angelo, although undoubtedly it looks very different from Hadrian's day. Mussolini evidently shared my concerns for Augustus and made efforts to safeguard the mausoleum and improve the surrounding piazza with some new style architecture. This is still there today, which means the area offers a mix of classical, medieval and fascist architecture all around a single square. The newly opened mausoleum will look something like this, but with many more tourists. Whatever was in the mausoleum originally is long gone, so it's basically a case of being in the building. It's frustrating that we don't really know what these mausoleums would have looked like originally. There are suggestions that they were covered with trees, probably cypresses, which were a symbol of mourning in antiquity, a tradition which remains to this day, and it may originally have looked like this. However, it looks odd to me, so I'm personally not that convinced, but what do I know? Now this may just be me being a bit odd, but I must say I preferred the mausoleum as I first saw it, a romantic ruin rather than a full-on tourist attraction. Or perhaps things are just better when you're young. For those of you who want to see a much less well-known mausoleum in Rome, I can offer you the Mausoleum of Lucilio Peto on the Via Salaria near Porta Pia, which is not in any of the guidebooks. One of the delights of wandering around Rome is coming across things which would be massive in other cities, but are just a footnote in Rome. It's good to know that the Hungarian ambassador to the Holy See and Sovereign Order of Malta shares my delight in this sort of thing. I first stumbled across the mausoleum on my first day working in Rome, on my way to the office. The mausoleum was excavated in the 1880s, when this area of Rome was developed as part of the post-unification expansion of Rome by the new Kingdom of Italy. It's about 7 metres below the current level of the road. The area was rich in Roman remains, and there are other places where you can still glimpse them, such as the nearby Garden of Salustro. As for the mausoleum, it had been pillaged in antiquity, and appears even to have been used for shelter during the Second World War. It is occasionally open for special tours. I like the way it's surrounded by modern blocks of flats, and you have today's Romans living cheek by jowl with their ancestors. It's from around the same time as the Mausoleum of Augustus, but nothing is known about Lucilius Peto. But whether you were Roman emperor or someone less famous, your ashes would eventually be scattered, leaving just the remains of the mausoleums behind for us to gawp at today. I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please subscribe, and I will see you soon.